We're in for a spot of mud crabbing, and today I got a treat. I got a crabbing guru. I think he's been crabbing longer than I've been alive. Now I know out there, we all love our crabbing, but there's some guys that catch a whole lot more than the rest of us. We've got Ross today, he's going to show us all the sneaky little tricks he's learned over the years to catch some mud crabs, whether you want to do it in Queensland, Northern Territory, or around the coast on the west. Mate, it's evening time, sun setting. Good time to put in some pots.
Welcome boys, and it's good to be with you, and I hope that I can show you a few little things that might help you on your way to getting yourself a feeder crab. Now that we've got the pots ready, the idea is to find the right place to put your pots. What I like to do, I find gullies like this, and with a run-in tide, you put them close on the mangroves. Otherwise, if you put them in the channel, you're going to find that boats will run over them. And on a making tide, if the tides are building, which means that they're getting bigger and bigger with the moons, put your floats in the mangroves so they don't fall off and wash away. Otherwise, you won't have any pots. Another place to put them when there's not a great lot of water is long channels in the deeper water. And as winter comes along, that's where the crabs work.
Crabbing seasons. What's the tips?
Christmas, and then from April, May, June. They're the 4 months.
So Queensland, if you want to get crabbing, April, May, June, you're in the money. Moment of truth, mate. First pot of the morning.
Who knows?
What do you reckon?
Who knows, mate? Oh, it's got a bit of weight in it anyways.
Oi, all right.
$2 and a ginny.
Very nice. We're in Queensland at the moment. There's different regulations around the place, but for Queensland, what can we take and what can't we take?
Each person can have 10 crabs, but you can only take males over 150 and no females whatsoever.
So no females, bucks, 15 centimetres.
Yes.
We'll show you in a second how to measure them, mate.
Yep.
You've done all right. Let's get them out of there.
Right. This is a male with the narrow flap, and that's the female with the wider flap. Okay, now the crab's out of the pot and he's playing up or wants to crawl around. The best way is to put your foot on him, and then you can do whatever you like with him. But don't go near his claws. Haven't tipped this crab out and got him now, I'll just check him for quality. To find out if the crab is good, you go under his claw and just press there. This crab is probably 85% full. If he's soft there, he's just moulted and he's not worth keeping. So you throw them back. Now I've got the crab out of the pot, my foot on the crab. That's the way to hold on to a crab so he doesn't get you. Put him down, and I'll now proceed to tie him up with twine.
Crab's safe enough for me to hold now, Ross. If I want to keep this alive for a day or two, and then I'm going to eat him, how do I handle this properly? Transport and handle.
Well, what I find, now that we can't use mangrove leaves, we use paper. Pack them in, just put them in a cardboard box or poly box, anything, and put paper with them, newspaper. And that will keep him alive for 3 or 4 days.
Perfect. Going to eat him after that. Put him in the freezer, put him to sleep.
To cook him, put him to sleep in the freezer until it takes you to boil the water and he won't throw his claws.
Boiling water, and Ross and Nige having mud crab tonight.
20 minutes later.
There's lots of different crab regulations in different states, and you have to stay abreast of them. The best way to do it, check out your local websites before you go crabbing. We're in Queensland, so it's the DAF website. If you're in the Northern Territory, it's the nt.gov.au and the fishery side, and the same for WA. Most important thing at the moment, Ross, we've got bucks. Are they big enough?
The way to tell is to get one of these from BCF and measure them. So you measure them from point to point, the widest point of your crab. And he's
outside, so he's good.
He's well in.
While Ross is packing those crabs away, just an important reminder, stay within the regulations, particularly with your pots. It's in Queensland, 4 pots per person. Name on the pot, also name on float. That's got to be 15 centimetres minimum. You do that, be happy crabbing. Let's work for the police.
Yeah, putting this back on here, the best bait I find is chicken frames and fresh fish frames, and rebait them every day.
before I was back in your arms again.